Hello guys, welcome to Adult Farm. In today's video we'll be talking about 5 things that you must avoid in order for your fish to grow very well. 5 things that you must avoid whenever you are feeding your fish and you want your fish to grow very well. The number one thing that we'll be talking about is overfeeding. Yes, this is where all farmers, beginners, people that are starting this farm for the very first time, or people that have exist in this particular fish farming for a very long time are still practicing it. They are still in they are still doing it. Overfeeding is very bad. You must watch out the amount, the quantity of feed that you give to your fish every day. And how can you do this? You must know the number of fish that you stock in a particular fish pond to know the amount of feed that will be enough for them in a particular day. Yes, that is how you can solve such issues. Overfeeding is very bad. If you feed your fish too much, you discover that the money that you'll be spending in their feed always will be way higher. And at the end of the day, maybe if you want to sell the fish, what if you didn't sell the fish to your expectation, or you didn't sell the fish to the amount that you feel you are going to sell that particular fish? That means you are in a loss side, right? Rather, so please do well to avoid overfeeding if you want your fish to grow very well. I'm not saying you shouldn't give your fish the exact number of percent or the percentage of feed that they need in a day. I'm not saying you shouldn't give them, and I'm not saying you shouldn't give them above, but avoid overfeeding. Some people, whenever they give that feed, you discover that there are still a lot of feed that will be left over the water. They'll still be floating on top of the water, and the fish are already done eating. So it is a very bad thing. Avoid overfeeding. Why the number 2 thing is wrong feeding time. You understand? For example, if you have 5,000 fishes in your farm and you always wake up very early in the morning around 7 a.m. to feed that particular fish, then you must be a type of person that will be keep to time. Always you must keep to your time. Since that 7 o'clock was a perfect time that that I have chosen to be giving your fish the feed, you must keep to that particular time. You must wake up very early, which is at 7 o'clock, and start feeding them. Some people they'll feed their fish 7 o'clock today, tomorrow they'll feed their fish 8 or 9, and it is very bad. So wrong feeding time is very okay. So you must keep that in mind. You must correct that aspect. So in order for your fish to grow very well and to do fast for you. Then the number 3rd thing is feeding pattern. Yes, feeding pattern. What do I mean by feeding pattern? There are different ways in which you can feed your fish. Yes, there are different ways you can feed your fish. Especially, let's say if you have the juveniles in your farm, what are the feed that you need to give to them? What are the percentage of feed that you give to them? Mind you, in one of my videos I will try and give you guys the ratio and in which you can calculate how to be giving your fish their feed always. Yes, I'll calculate that now and I'll drop that video in one of my videos. So you must learn how to be giving your feed the regular pattern which you have been using before. For example, like I said, if you have fingerlings in your farm or juveniles in your farm, they are still very small. So the amount of feed that you be giving to them must be very small until when they start reaching 1 month, 3 months, 4 months, thereabout. That is when you start increasing their feeding level also. The more they increase, the more you increase their feeding level. The more you increase their feeding pattern, the pattern that you're using, for the more you increase it. You must not be stick to one pattern by giving your fish the feed always. No, it's a very wrong thing. Why the number 4 is what to feed your fish. What to feed your fish, especially when, like I said, if you have the juveniles in your farm or a fingerlings in your farm, they are still very small. So what to feed them is, you can be feeding them 2 mm or 3 mm. You must not make a mistake by giving them 6 mm because they are still very small. So you must be giving them 3 mm and 2 mm for now, depending on the time that they start increasing and they start growing well. Or you can be giving them straightened feed. For now they are still very small. So that is the feed that you must be giving to them. You must not do a mistake by giving them 6 thinking since they were free they are going to swallow it. No, they are not going to swallow it. And you know, the quality and the quantity of feed that you give to your feed determine how quick and how fast your fish will grow. So if you start giving them this 6 now, thinking that they are going to swallow it, and they start eating it, you know, they will grow within the time that you be thinking that they will reach maturity. They might have reached that maturity, and it's going to, I mean, the amount of money you'll be spending in their feeding alone, at the end of the day, you are not going to make any gain from it. Yes. And the fifth thing is avoid underfeeding. What I mean by this underfeeding, it's also applicable to sink feed. You know, in one of my videos I've talked about sink feed before, but I didn't explain it very well. But today I'll just be breaking it down for you. Sink feed is also good. I'm not condemning sink feed. We have two methods of feed. We have the floating feed and have the sink feed. The reason why people go for sink feed is because they think sink feed is the price is not that higher compared to floating feed. But the disadvantage in sink feed is very, very big compared to floating feed. So let me just end that case there. But so avoid underfeeding. You know, underfeeding just has to do with you are giving the feed. The feed is is floating down, is sinking down to where the fish is. That is when they will start picking the fish from the ground before they will start eating it. There are some fish, you know, there are some fish that eat very fast, and there are some fish that eat very slow. So that is when you must avoid that underfeeding. What if the feed sinks down and the one that can eat very fast eats almost the half part of the feed? What will be left for the other feeder that eats very slow? So you must avoid underfeeding. And if only you want even to put this underfeeding into consideration, then you must calculate the amount of feed that you'll be pouring directly to the ground, so that you will know that if this particular fish is not eating well, so you can change it to another pond, or you can separate it from the other, in order for them to look very okay, and in order for them to meet their size that you want them to meet. Because if you didn't avoid underfeeding, you will discover that some of the fish will grow more than the others. Yes, some of the fish will grow more than the others, especially the one that can eat very fast. They will grow more than the one that can't eat very fast, and at the end of the day, you are not going to make the gain in which you think you are still going to make from this fish farming. So I just decided to share this little few ideas with you guys, so that if in case you guys practice it, you are going to love it, and it will reduce the mistake that you've been making in your fish farming. So please, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, do also subscribe to Adota Farm. Turn the notification bell to be notified when next we drop a new videos for you. Do well to like this video and share it. Bye for now.